And we are back. Pokemon Emerald, Hardcore Nuzlocke. The randomizer is in full swing here. We are on our way to Winona. We're going to have a Mave battle in there as well. Let's see how far we can get in this episode. Let's do it. And then for our Petalburg City encounter, it is going to be the formidable Aggron here. She's just chilling, and it's going to end up with the Magma Armor ability, which is so cool. It's so fitting for a Pokemon like that. However, as far as practicality, it just means she can't get frozen. So watch out for her. She could be dangerous. Since we have access to Surf now, we're going to get a bunch of water encounters here. And the first one is going to be Route 105. It's going to be the Weedle. And once you upgrade that to the Beedrill, we're going to end up with the Water Absorb ability. Our Route 108 encounter is going to be the beefy Blissey here. She's going to end up with a very fitting ability in Cute Charm as the Great Ball secures yet another first encounter. As far as our new Mauville encounter, it is going to be the Porygon 2 here, just a normal typing, and I have never used this guy before, but I am very excited to give him a shot. He's going to end up with the Liquid Ooze ability as well. And then for our Route 119 encounter, it is going to be the underwhelming Slugma here. And once we upgrade to the Macargo, it wasn't Levitate and it wasn't Water Absorb. It was the Illuminate ability, so she will probably never, ever leave the box. Our randomized cast form from the Weather Institute is going to be the Corphish, and when he upgrades into Crawdon, he's going to end up with the spectacular ability Truant. That's right, he's going to get Slacking's ability Truant, and it's just going to be a box for him. I am sorry. It is now time for another fight against our rival May. Here we go. We're in the rain right before Winona, and she's got 3 Pokemon, and she leads with the Kingdra. That is just filthy. It really is. But we do have Shadowfax the Magneton out front here. And this is a very common matchup that we've run into in our run. So I will definitely take it as we get the paralysis down on the King of the Sea here. The smokescreen is here for that lack of accuracy. Our speed boost coming in from the back as we go for the neutral spark. And that does some really good damage. Gotta love that from Shadowfax here. It's going to be a 3-shot, but we're still looking good as long as we can connect and another spark comes down. However, that is a rain boosted water gun. We've got to watch out for that. Potentially in crit range, it's going to be right on the line, and we do connect on the 3rd spark. Ridiculous stuff from the Magneton, and then a Salamence comes down as well. 2 incredible Gen 3 Pokemon. May is absolutely just flexing on us right now, completely losing my words as Faramir comes in for the pivot. The Protect Cheese fails, and the Aerodactyl is looking for vengeance with this ancient power. Another Protect Cheese comes down. The legendary dragon does not want any of these rocks right here. Right now, another Protect is here, and it's not happening, but the Hustle backfires as another ancient power misses, and a Protect is here. He's just cheesing the power points. He is absolutely cheesing the power points in the rain. We have 2 left, but the Protect fails as it does, and the ancient power comes down. It is Stab super effective, and Salamence falls. She absolutely does, and that leaves to 1 Pokemon left, and it is the Duskull. It is not the Dusclops, thankfully. We have a little bit of breathing room as the Foresight comes down. He's got the magnifying glass. He's trying to figure out who the Aerodactyl is, but another wing attack misses, and the Astonish comes in for a whopping 8 damage. Faramir, can you be the one? And yes, you can. May is defeated. Elite Four Antoinette is held at bay. My goodness. And now for Winona herself. She's known for her Gatekeeper Altaria, but it's going to be randomized this time, and she opens with the Pineco, who gets absolutely one-shot by Shadowfax or Magneton with the Stab Spark. The Ninetales comes down and is looking for that Stab super effective Fire-type move, so it would be in our best interest to pivot into maybe a Water-type as Aowen comes out. The Tentacruel taking the Ember, no problem, but we do get burned, which is not great. That is not, however, it will not affect our Surf damage. We just have to see through this Confuse Ray. Aowen, can you do it? And yes, she can. She drops back, brings the ocean down onto the Ninetales, and that is not Kurama from Naruto. That is just the Ninetales, but the Hyper Potion is going to keep her alive as the Confuse Ray does not work on the 2nd time around, and the Surf is here. Ninetales is in the Ren, the bird, doing work. and we get hit with a quick attack, and we also hurt ourselves with the confusion on top of the burn damage. So Aowen getting hit from every single angle here, and we're gonna have to swap out. Thank goodness Ninetales does not have Shadow Tag or another ability that will lock us in there as another quick attack comes down. But we've got the Aerodactyl out here who's going to get the Ancient Power here with a fadeaway crit. Do we get the boost? That would absolutely be amazing, but we don't. That is no problem. 3 Pokemon left. The Taurus comes down level 30, looking strong, looking scary. The Ancient Power doing amazing damage here. We're going to lose a ton of speed, but if we can just come through on this second shot here, the Horn Attack does not do much damage at all, and another Ancient Power connects, and Aerodactyl is carrying the team right now. The Ledian comes down, and absolutely terrible Pokemon that originally is the Altaria with Dragon Dance, and that is just a terrible bug-type Pokemon, and Ledian is defeated swiftly as the Sand Slash is going to be her last Pokemon that she sends out here. Comes in with a Slash, not very effective, no critical hit there as we miss a Wing Attack because of the Hustle ability, and we are floating at 40 HP as we miss another Wing Attack. Hustle is one of the best abilities I have ever seen. However, the Berry Juice for reprieve, the Defense Curl comes down. Will it be enough to keep the Hedgehog safe? I do believe so. Absolutely. That does no damage as another Slash connects as we own for another Wing Attack, looking for a critical. The Reflect is here. That's why we're not doing as much damage as previous, and now we're going to need to swap into somebody else who can get in there, and Galadriel has that has that access to special attacks. Another Slash comes down, but the Blossom stands firm, and we fade with a Magical Leaf. My goodness, the Winona fight is over. Zoe is defeated, and we have 6 gym badges. Let's go. For our Route 121 encounter, it is going to be the Ditto. He's going to end up with the Airlock ability. Let's go ahead and secure it. For our Safari Zone encounter, it is going to be the coveted Spoink. We botched it last time, but we go ahead and secure it this time around. For our Mount Pyre encounter, it is going to be the Victory Bell, and it's going to end up with the Swarm ability, so it buffs bug-type moves when in a pinch. That's not great, however, we just add it to the PC. Our Route 123 encounter is going to be the Machoke, and when you upgrade him to the Machamp, he's actually going to have the ability Drought, so it's always going to be sunny days around him. We got to watch out for that. That could be super useful. All right, it's going to be our rival May for the last time as she is puppy guarding the Lily Cove department store. We want to get in there and see what TMs we have on the table. She opens up with the Mighty Ina here. No Intimidate because it is the randomizer, but the Swagger comes down, giving us a Swords Dance and the Confusion. If we can either abuse this or see through, it's going to be glorious. Aemir drops back with the boosted Tri-Attack. Our special attack is so much better, but that Mighty Ina helping us cover that deficiency in the physical attack stats category as the Zangoose comes down. Speaking of physical attack, and she is hungry. However, that boosted Tri-Attack is enough to take out the very scary normal type. The Corsola is here, and we're just going to lean into another Tri-Attack that is going to be not very effective because of the rock typing, but we still get her to half HP as she comes in with a Stab, Bubble Beam. Aemir tanks that no problem, and we just drop back with another Tri-Attack. We also have that percentage chance of leaving it with a Ice, or I should say a Freeze, a Burn, or a Paralysis as the Swellow comes down, and we are in a great spot here. Porygon 2's debut is looking phenomenal right now as the Swellow falls. They have nothing, and May is defeated before you even know it. Let's go. For our Lily Cove City encounter, it is going to be the dragon here, the Flygon. It's going to end up with the plus ability, unfortunately. However, we secure it nonetheless. Our Aqua Hideout encounter, where you typically get the exploding electrodes, it's going to be the Goldeen. A fantastic encounter here as we secure it with a Great Ball. Route 124, we're going to end up finding the Claydol here, and it's going to end up with the Shed Skin ability. And then for our Moss Deep City encounter, it is going to be the Flaffy, and once you get the Ampharos, it's going to have the Thick Fat ability, so watch out for that. That leads us to our Route 125 encounter, and it is going to be the Gen 3 Articuno here. Ridiculous stuff, and it's going to end up with a very fitting ability in Early Bird, which I think is pretty cool. However, something that you run into with the randomizers is the movesets. It's really tough because you would think, you're like, hey, if I can get maybe like Fly, like there's no Brave Bird, there's no ridiculous flying type ability that Articuno could have for Stab. Maybe like, I guess Fly would be the best one, Aerial Ace maybe, but you can't get Ice Beam either because the TMs are randomized, so it can normally learn Ice Beam. However, since Ice Beam is now like Giga Drain or something, it can't learn it. It's really interesting how it all works. So I want to use Articuno, but it might be really difficult to get him in there because of it. But anyways, Aragorn is added to the roster. For our Shoal Cave encounter, it's going to be another starter here in the Quill Lava. We're going to go ahead and secure and upgrade it to the Typhlosion, who unfortunately ends up with the minus ability. That brings us to our double battle against the gym leaders here, Tate and Liza. They've got 4 Pokemon to their name since this is Emerald and not the OG Ruby Sapphire. They send out Ninjask and Weezing, which is not the best, as we don't really have anything to hit the Weezing with, so we've really tried to double down on that. However, that potential for a self-destruct or explosion is really scary, so let's go ahead and get rid of this poison blob before things get out of control. The Ninjask comes in with a slash, not too bad there, but we do whiff our ancient power, and I really believed we could have connected there. However, the self-destruct comes down and it critical hits Faramir. Our first casualty is the legendary fossil, the flying fossil we've had all the way since Dewford. He's gonna be our first loss. That is so brutal, and it crit through our Intimidate from the Politoed. You're kidding me. It was also not very effective because of the rock typing. Aerodactyl, you flew to the heavens and you never came back. With that being said, we've got the Shiftry and Slowbro as the 2 aces, and Elrond, the little Politoed, is gonna have to carry the dreams, the hopes, the wishes of our beautiful Faramir, our sacrificed Aerodactyl. As the Shiftry goes in for a Harden for defense, we get Aemir out there for some stab try attacks, no problem there. The withdraw comes down, Slowbro. So now they are both bulking up here in a sense. They're getting that defense right up, and unfortunately, our special attack in Surf is not very effective to both of them. We do have a physical Sludge that is super effective, but it doesn't finish the job, and I do believe that means Shiftry is going to get the Berry, potentially a heal as well. But they're both out of range. Our Psybeam does not hit Shiftry because of that dark typing. So this is a terrible matchup for the 2 Pokemon we have out right now, and they're just so bulky they will not go down, as the Slowbro is doing like jumping jacks over there with that Sprite, and he's taunting us, and the poison is ticking away as we've made contact, and now our Toad is poisoned. This is not great, and we are going to have to swap into a different Pokemon here. We're going to get Elrond to safety, send out Shadowfax, our Magneton, and another Hyper Potion comes down. Cam and Allie keeping the dream and the team alive at the same time here. Slowbro going for some desperate disables. Our Tri-Attack is physical damage, so it's not doing as much as that special attack that Porygon 2 has access to, but we're going in anyway. Slowbro's in the orange, Shiftry is now in the orange, and we are disabled. We've got to watch out for a Pound. That's really nice. That does not do a lot of damage at all. However, the Slowbro also has a Citrus Berry, so they are really keeping this alive, and it's just unfortunate, and the Psybeam cannot hit anybody because of the not very effective, and because it doesn't affect Shiftry. So this is ridiculous. And then our electric types are also not very good against Shiftry. We really want to get this guy out of here, the Ludicolo counterpart. Thankfully, the paralysis comes down as we get another speed boost proc on the Shadowfax here. But really, the variety of moves is not enough, as another Hyper Potion comes down. My goodness, we do get a, that's not a critical. That is just some raw damage onto the Slowbro, though. And that does give us a glimmer of hope as the Confusion comes down and gets a critical on us. Aemir holding on. Hold the line, sir. Absolutely. This is ridiculous, and we are in danger of losing a second Pokemon here, so we're just going to swap out to Arwen and get a fresh Mon in there. Is that the 4th Hyper Potion? What is this? Like, what is all of this healing? Did they not realize this is hardcore? Oh man, another critical hit comes down, but thankfully Arwen takes that without too many issues, and we do have some normal and flying type abilities that we can get in there, and that quick attack is absolutely nothing. On top of that, it gives us a poison because of the poison point, and thank goodness the Magneton can finally put down the Slowbro. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous, but the speed boost coming in, so Magneton is really in no fear. His life is safe, but all of his partners' lives are just getting threatened. Every single time the fly goes up, it is going to get a second tick of poison, but it's going to be stab super effective on Shiftry if we can just connect with that 5% mischance. Another spark for passive damage there, and Arwen does connect, and it is enough to finish the Shiftry. We finally lose a Pokemon. I miss Aerodactyl already, but this one is for you. You did so good. You did fantastic for like 6-7 gyms. Good night, Aerodactyl. Yeah, as always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.